Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine, and I'm here today to give you another spooky season review. This time from Hulu's The Mill, starring Lil Rel. I said Lil Rel Howrey, best known as the best friend in the Jordan Peele movie Get Out. This film is very minimalistic, and it seems like something written during the panty because he is basically in his cell by himself with limited in-person interactions with other actors for an hour and 45 minutes is basically just him, which is a testament to what an underrated actor he is. Once you get over the fact that he sounds like Kevin Hart, this is something I never noticed before, but I had to get over the voice. I had to get over I had to get over the voice because, I just kept hearing Kevin Hart when he gets animated. So, and I just want to say this too, real quick. I did not like Pet Cemetery Bloodlines. I just did a review for that. And so watching The Mill like right after that was a breath of fresh air. I didn't think I was going to like this movie, but it turned out that I did. So, stay tuned. We about to get into it. The movie's official synopsis. A businessman mysteriously wakes up in an open air cell with an old grist mill. So this is the grist mill. Forced to work as a beast of burden, he must find a way to escape before the birth of his child. So basically, he has to rotate the heavy mill all day to earn points to stay alive. He is tested on his productivity and value to the company. I think the younger people that have not worked in corporate America will not really get the full effect of the movie. I instantly got it. I've worked in corporate America before, and they want you to sell your soul to them. Give all you've got. And when you don't have anything left, give them some more. They demand loyalty and treat you as if you're disposable if you can't sustain their bottom line. And even if you can, they still treat you like you're disposable. Years ago, I worked for a company that helped with the downsizing process for big companies. I watched adults that have worked for, I'm talking major companies. They worked for these companies for 30 to 35 years and were shocked when they were let go. No matter how loyal or how many years they gave to the company, they were still downsized. Many companies downsize because they can get cheap because they can get cheap labor overseas. They don't have to pay medical bills, vacations, bonuses, or anything for those employees and make major profits because of it. So despite the many of years of hard work and dedication that you put in, if you can get a cheap labor overseas or get a computer to do the job, then that's what they're going to do. Out with the old, in with the new. I've also been on company retreats where you are taught how to be a better employee and be more productive for the company, which is a lot of what I recognized in this movie. I was able to figure out a lot of things going on before the main character did. I saw where he was going to fail and be punished. And there is a moment where he tries to get the other captives. And this is the moment here I'm showing you a picture of, where he tries to get the other captives to become united. He says, if we are united, they can't win. We need to stop working and we'd all be safe, which was the equivalent of becoming a union so that companies can't just walk all over their employees. Something happens and it all just falls apart. As he is screaming, if we all stay united, we win, but it falls on deaf ears. Now, I read an interview with the director on Shadow and Act, the website Shadow and Act. Director Sean King said, I wish that everybody could have the experience of watching what he did on set every day. He's talking about Lil Rel Howrey. It was just incredible. I knew that he was going to bring something really special to it, but it was watching it actually happen that blew me away. It was like having a front row seat to a Broadway play where you're seeing the most brilliant performance of your life happening every single day. It was a really special experience. He continued to say, to me, this represents the system that you feel are holding you back in your life or treating you unfairly, where you're giving more to it than it's giving to you. And that's what Joe, which is Howard's character, is doing. He's realizing that this corporation that he felt he was giving his life to hopefully get something back one day to get his life to get the life he had always dreamed of, and for his family. No, they're going to keep taking from him, and in this instance, they're actually taking everything away from him, and he's coming to that harsh realization. What's more, O'Grady spoke to Howrey's performance while on a set, noting that the Chicago native decided against walking through where they'd be filming ahead of the production, thus adding another level of raw talent and innate skill to the movie. This is why the director admits that the opening scene was his favorite moment in a project. We didn't know what it was going to be like once we got into the cell with Joe or with Rel, who became Joe, like genuinely became Joe, O'Grady expressed. We spent months prepping and talking, Rel and I, about how we were going to shoot it, what it was going to be like, things that we have found attractive about the character, why he wanted to tell the story. And then when we got there on the ground to shoot the movie, the day of, I said, hey, I'm going to show you the set just for safety reasons and to make you feel comfortable. And he thought about it for a minute. Then he said, no, actually, I want to be blindfolded before I see it. O'Grady notes Howrey was actually blindfolded and taken to the set, which was not revealed to him until the crew yelled action. When you see Rel's performance as Joe in the movie, the scene that of him seeing the movie scene that's the set for, good gravy, I can breathe. Trust me, I can breathe. But let me try this again. When you see Rel's performance as Joe in the movie scene that's set for the first time, it's the way it's written. It's not me. And like the shock and horror of his face and confusion, that's all real, he continued. That was a really interesting sort of transition moment where it went from me talking to Rel theoretically about the movie to Rel becoming Joe, and us essentially being a documentary crew capturing what happened as he was in there. Whoa, that was a lot. That was a lot to talk about. Okay, so I'm about to conclude because I wanted to add what he said in the interview because it adds so much more context to the movie itself, even with Lil Rel Howrey not, wanting to see the set, and then the shock of like where he was when, he opened his eyes because he was knocked out and taken to the cell, and the shock and horror of where he was trapped at. So this movie was much better than I expected, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was. It held my attention the whole time. My only critique would be the ending. I understood the ending because it set up a sequel, but I really wanted it to end differently. I say how, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you watch it, you can tell me how you would have liked it to end in the comment section, or if you guess how I would have liked it to end, I will confirm it in the comment section. But I don't want to give too much away because the movie unfolds over that hour and 45 minutes. And I will say this, what was going on was actually like the second thing that my second guess about what was really going on. So yeah, I kind of figured it out like maybe 20, 30 minutes into the movie. I said, oh, I think this is what it actually is. And then it turned out to be what I thought. So thank you for watching. I do recommend this movie, and I will see you in the next video, and I will also see you in the comment section.